Good afternoon, EdTech 660 friends and anyone else who is wanting to know how to use your Google Drive to create a Google form in order to create quizzes for the students in your classroom. The Google Drive is a safe place for all of your files, so let's get into it. And the way to find it is to go to google.com/drive. If you don't already have a Google Drive, you click to go to Google Drive, it'll help you set an account, but I already have one. So we will see my drive here as soon as it pops up. And I was the third grade chair for my grade level, and I was the person who was in charge of creating all the quizzes and different things that you see here on the screen, so I'm very familiar with this. For the purposes of our tutorial today about the Google form to create quizzes, how you would do that is you would click here on New, then you would go to Google Forms. And you can click to the untitled form, or if you don't like this format, you can go back. And it'll show all the different forms here. There's different ones that I've created below. And then one for our purposes most likely would be under education. You can start with a completely blank quiz, which you saw before you. An exit ticket, which is like a four question quiz. You can create a whole test, do a worksheet, or create a course evaluation. For the purposes of this tutorial and what we would use most of the time with our students is that 4-question quick exit ticket. So I'm going to click on that. You can use the questions that are already generated here on the form. However, you can also edit any piece that you would like. For the purposes of this, I'm creating one for comparing fractions. I'm going to say exit ticket for comparing fractions, and I'm going to leave the description here of before you leave class today, answer the following questions. I do want to leave with the student's name and the star means required. We're going to edit this email here because the students for our classes do not have emails, so we're going to do student ID numbers so we can identify each of the students. We're going to leave it as short answer, but we're not leaving it as an email address. We're going to just leave it as plain text, and we're going to do it as a number. And so that way we're looking for a number for the answer. We want to make it required so that the students see that they need to provide us with their student ID number. I do like these questions of what is one important thing you learned in class today, and did you feel prepared for today's lesson, why or why not? I am going to do one content question here, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that. And I'm going to say which fraction is greater. And I'm going to change this form here. You can do multiple choice, text boxes, drop down, short answer. So for this purpose, I'm going to do multiple choice. And I want to give them the answers of A, 1/6 or B, 2/6. And I am going to make it a required question. Then right under this, I have an image to go with this question so that they can see it as well. So I'm going to click on this Add Image button. I'm going to choose from Uploaded Image, and I've already have the picture saved, so I'm going to compare and then click Open, and it'll upload the image for you. And I'm going to say this as question 3. And then you can add another question below that if you would like, but you don't have to. If you decide you don't want to add the question, you can just go ahead and delete it. And for the purposes of this tutorial here, I want to show you a couple of different things. You can preview what it would look like for your students to make sure that's the way you want it to show. And then they would click Submit. So in order to see the students' responses, you can create what we call a response spreadsheet. I'm going to click this for comparing fractions and click Create. And then that will give you the students' responses right here in a nice little neat spreadsheet. And it'll also save it into your Google Drive. And I wanted to show you a couple of different things here with the questions. You can send the form to the students via a link, and I always usually use the shortened link, and you can just copy that and paste it onto the board or wherever you need it to, and have the students use it. And it would work just like that. And so then the students would just click right on the screen and answer the questions. So they might say something like this. Yes, because I have learned about it in the past. And then looking at the picture, they would decide which one is greater and choose their response, and they would click submit. And so once they've submitted their answers, it shows up automatically right like that. And then you can do different formatting if you want to format it and go to conditional formatting, and you can do whatever you want and choose that, and then change the coloring and click done, whatever you want to do to change the forms. Some benefits of using this in the educational setting is you'll have all the forms and everything that you've done right in your Google Drive. You can organize them by folder, you can share them with different users, you can share the results, you can use the results and do a poll. You can do different things with it. So I feel like this is a great way for students to give you answers, and you can get direct feedback and know right away if a student understands the material or not. So I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial and have a great day. Thanks. Bye.